welcome to the Bates Dance Festival. I'm here this week as the scholar in residence, helping to create a little context and conversation with our artists tonight, Sara, Juli, and Claire Porter. The work that we're going to be listening to and hearing and seeing and exploring is the lectern, Rule by Rule by Rule. And for those of you who are not native English speakers, or for whom the word lectern never entered your vocabulary, which is certainly possible, that wooden thing is a lectern. And usually I stand behind it, but in deference to these ladies and to the informality of our event, I wanted to be out here with you. Just so you know, we've been doing a number of community engagements at the festival this summer to bring the Bates Festival to the people in the community outside the participants here. On Thursday night at 6 o'clock, there will be a community conversation at the Public Theater. So those of you who live in Lewiston, Auburn, or have friends here, please encourage them to come out for that free event to meet the artists and to hear a little bit about their project. And then the performances here at Schaeffer will be Friday night and Saturday at 7:30. The Friday night performance is followed by the beer garden next door, which I think some of you experienced last week. And the performance on Saturday, if you are here at 7 o'clock before the show, before the 7:30 curtain, I'll be here to give a little more background on these artists and their journey to this really valuable work. So with that, I'll take it away. We're going to be having a series of vignettes, 3 different sections that the artists want to have feedback on and share and have communication with you about, and they'll tell you more about it. So enjoy.
Hello, hi, I'm Sara, Juli.
I'm Claire Porter.
So we thought in an informal way we would show you a little bit about our process of how we've been making this piece over the last many years. 3 years, 2.5, 1 3/4. And also wanted to get your feedback on section and have you watch a little bit of our process, and then we were going to show you a few things that we call discards, which are parts we made up that we love but didn't make it into the piece that you'll see this weekend. And then we were going to end with a Q&A with Deborah. Just to know like a quick snippet of how we came to be is that
Jody Nimmer-Rector from American Dance Festival called one day and said, "Would you like to work with Sara, Juli?" And
she said, "Who is Sara, Juli?"
No. I just said, "Yes." And so, and then she called you.
Yeah.
And then we met in New York for lunch. How do you do? How do you do? How do you work? And Sara said, "I work from the inside out." And I said, "Really? I never worked that way. I work from the outside in." And she goes, "Really?" And so
I never worked that way.
we never worked that way.
Yeah.
So we said, we'll find a middle.
So this
Which
is
you did.
yeah. So
Go
this
ahead.
is our exploration into finding a way of working that's neither of ours, which has been really interesting to go out of our comfort zone and find a new way of working together. And I have learned so much. And of course, we just laugh and laugh. So what?
Yeah.
Okay. So the first thing. And the form we work in is movement and theater. We call it comedic dance theater. So we're working with movement and text and voice and sound and comedy and humor. So you might see a little bit of that tonight, but the show this weekend will be funny. So it'll be interesting to see. Is that not funny?
That's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
you'll be able to see that. Good. All right. So we're going to start with our first process that we found very quickly, which is we work very improvisationally. So the piece this weekend doesn't have, well, anything set really, but no, that's not it. We're doing. Oh yeah, that is it. Yeah. We work very improvisationally and give each other lots of direction and work spatially as people who have had dance training their whole lives. So we call it I go, you go, we go. I go, you go, we go, which is we come up with a problem that we have to solve. Either sometimes it's a transition from one section to another, or we're in a section and we can't figure out how to move to the next part of the section. So we do I go, you go, we go, which is I go, which could be either of us, and the other one watches, and you give, that's clear, right? And you give feedback, and then we swap, and the other one gives feedback, and then we do it together. And we just keep going until something evolves that hopefully works. So we thought we would just show you a little bit of I go, you go, we go, because it's how we went. And we went
I'll
that
go.
way. Okay, so
Okay, I'll go.
but you're gonna tell
I know.
the problem.
The problem is, we have a sports game with rules. That's this game, whatever that is. And then we have another,
For interpretation.
yes. Then we have another game, which is this game, which you know what that is, that game. And we're trying to go from one to the other. That's it.
That's the
Going
problem.
one- That's the problem.
I go, you go, we go. That's the problem. Oh, am I going? You go.
I'll go.
There we go. Okay. Oh, they don't need to clap. Okay. All
You
right.
go.
There was one thing you did that I liked. Okay. All right, ready? Okay. Woo! Yeah. Okay. Go. Oh. Oh. Ah. Ooh. Okay.
Okay.
We go.
I like something.
Okay.
No, it's my,
Your turn.
right there. I want to do it this side. Something.
Oh, they
You
get
did.
it.
No,
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That was good. That
Yeah.
was good. All right, I'm gonna do that, but then I gotta do that. Okay, so. All right. Ooh. Okay. Ah, all right. I got it. Oh. Sagittal. Oh. Oh.
That's not sagittal.
That's not sagittal. That's sagittal. Ooh. 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 Ooh.
That's sagittal.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
That's good.
Something like that.
I like it.
Okay, good.
I like it.
All right, let's take
No,
it.
I'm not ready yet.
Okay, no, next.
Okay.
Shit, I'm getting tired. Okay, good. All right, that was good. Okay, I'm gonna riff off that. Okay. Okay. Oh.
I like it. Let's
Okay.
do we go.
Okay.
I
Oh,
like
we
that.
go? Okay.
I like that.
Okay.
I like that.
I liked it when you clucked like a chicken.
Okay.
Okay.
Chicken. Okay.
I'm not in shape. Okay, here we go.
I'm right-handed.
I think we should we go sagittal.
I can't do it.
Sagittal, sagittal.
That's not sagittal.
What's sagittal? What's sagittal? Oh, what's this? Planar?
It's vertical.
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 Vertical. They're looking at me. A vertical.
Vertical.
Okay, vertical. And then let's try here.
Facing.
Facing.
Ooh, I'll get rid of this. Unless you want this.
And then
ball.
I don't know
Want this
how.
ball? Okay.
And then and then that. Okay.
Okay.
How we doing? Okay.
What do we got? A few minutes.
I'm gonna start. Okay.
All right.
Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Oh. Ooh. Ah. Ooh. Ooh. Ja. Ooh. Oh.
Oh,
Yes.
sorry.
Oh. Oh. Ah. Oh. 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 Something like that. All right, that's good.
All right.
Something like that. All right, that's I go, you go, we go. So try to take something from each person's
Get it?
ditty,
Get it.
add it to your own, find something new.
One time we did it, and I was doing this whole thing, and Sarah goes, didn't like any of it. And then she did something. I don't like any of that either. She went, I don't like any of that. And finally, she did something. I like that.
I like that.
Yeah.
So I go, you go, we go can go for like hours. But you take a problem and you keep going until you find something. It's worked well for us. And we've made most of the piece that way.
And then sometimes I'm going to do something terrible.
Oh yeah.
I'll do something terrible.
What do you mean?
And it's good to do some bad stuff.
Oh, we do lots of bad stuff. Yeah.
Okay, I got something really bad. Like that.
Okay.
Okay.
So our next thing was we wanted to show you a section we're working on. I know the show's Friday, but it's a section we're working on that we would like feedback from you guys. So if you have something to write with, it's helpful. How long is it? 3 minutes? It's like a 3-minute, maybe less section. It'll be pretty clear what it's about. We're going to run it, and then we'd like show of hands. We're going to take notes. We're looking for maybe what's working, what's not working, and then we'll see if we have time within our time we have for each section to apply some of the suggestions. We're looking for feedback as how to ideas on this one particular part. Did I say everything?
I think so.
All right, it's about 3 minutes, so we're looking for constructive criticism on what's working and what's not working, and ideas that we might be able to improve it by Friday. Here we go.
I'm going.
I'm going.
Okay.
Oh, let's go. Here we go.
One more. seemed impressed. I got it. People will stare. Make it worth their while. Stripes! Slimming. Not so much. If loving fashion is a crime, then I plead guilty. I don't do fashion, I am fashion. I don't do dance, I am dance. I don't do pronouns, I am the pronoun. Trendy is the last stage before tacky. Fashion is instant language. Measure twice, cut once. What goes around comes around. Make it work. Is this too much? You should rethink that.
Thoughts, feedback, comment, working, not working,
What you liked?
didn't like?
In the beginning, right when y'all started talking and when the music came on, it was a little hard to hear you speaking, so maybe like lower the volume a little bit or speak
Okay, yeah, we gotta find the sweet spot. We did it in Martha's Vineyard a couple weeks ago where the music was way turned down and you couldn't really feel the techno, so it's hard to find that magic spot, but that's a good note that we haven't found it yet.
Thank you.
I just think it's hysterical. It just makes me laugh. I mean, there's nothing that's not funny that's on that stage.
Huh.
It's just, it's one thing, it's being bombarded by humor and it just, believing yourself in the moment that this is truly who you are when you're strutting forward. Thanks.
Thanks, Linda.
Thank you. Yes.
I wonder what it would have been like if there would have been like a wall of some sort or like a background where you guys changed and it came out like all of a sudden with the costume change.
Okay, that we can't make happen by Friday, but good to think about. You didn't like seeing the changing, is what you're saying?
Like I would like to see like the difference as well, like
Instant. Yeah.
Oh, versus the background for changing. One time we had dancers and we changed behind them, but they got cut. Rachel.
But the rapid fire is excellent.
The timing?
The timing is so good, so to put it behind the wall would actually slow that down, I think, which would be a shame, although I understand the surprise factor would be great. But the quicker you can keep that coming, even if it gets more and more ridiculous, like the clothes just piled on the head, is super.
Did it feel too long?
No.
Fascinating. Okay. Sean?
I wonder about the relationship between the two here.
There it is.
Like.
You wanted us to touch?
I don't know. I mean, we'll talk later about that. No, but really, is it a competition? Because it is or is, fashion's a competition? Is it not a competition? Are you checking each other out? Are you out doing each
Ooh,
other?
right there.
Or is it just really about the social thing that we're kind of commenting on?
Thank you. Those are great
That's
questions.
great.
What about having the clothes on a rack? I mean,
Oh.
Is it too hard to do that as opposed
Yeah.
to?
We did it. It's too hard. Yeah. Genoa, didn't you raise your hand? Did you? Oh, hi.
I was wondering, at one point we lost the coming forward.
What do you mean lost it?
I think it was mostly you, Sarah. You just sort of stayed back and delivered your.
Oh yeah, that's part of the how it is. That's intentional, but
You
there
missed.
could be feedback that you didn't like that.
Well, there was a lack of parallelness between the two of you at that point, and I wonder, like, maybe if it like speeds up to the point where you can't manage coming forward, both of you.
Oh, you mean like why did she just stop up there?
Yeah.
Well, one idea we had was that Claire dresses me upstage, and that would also help a little bit with relationship. Maybe that would help it.
I'm curious about what you were saying.
Could you hear it?
With every object, were you guys riffing it? Was it improv or are these scripted?
They're
Scripted.
They're
scripted.
scripted. So,
Except for the dance and the pronouns.
Yeah, she threw that in there.
which is the one where I feel like I started to go, oh, wait a minute. When you said like what goes around comes around, and then is this too much? Like those were the ones towards the end that I started to be like, oh, okay, all right, these aren't improv things. These are scripted thoughts. So I was just wondering if, I don't know, if it would be too much for us to see that with the manipulation of the clothes, or I don't know.
Wait,
See-
I'm just having trouble understanding if
see
you're
what?
saying the script was a positive or a negative.
Oh no, I was just wondering if the script was improv or if it was written.
It's written
Yes.
and quotes from fashion designers.
Yes. And then
How are we doing on time?
I was interested in wondering, or I was
Left.
wondering how you might develop those maybe just a little bit more. I didn't know if they were improv or if they were scripted. So if they were scripted, what weight do they hold a little bit more? I don't know. I thought it was, the rapid fire was awesome. I thought it was funny, but I started to get that layer a little bit later.
It sounds like the text at the end was less strong for you than the text at the beginning, is what
No,
you're saying.
flip flop.
The text at the end was stronger than the text. Okay, that's helpful.
Yes.
To go off her comment on the rapid fire, I loved it and I ended up wanting more of it by the end of it. But I do feel like in like the best way possible, it was like a lot to swallow. So I feel like if you could find some funny way of like adding stillness, like let us digest.
Slow it down or stillness?
Just like
Yeah.
just one, I think I was framing like one.
Ooh, that's a great idea. I know where to put it.
Okay,
Yeah.
helpful.
Going off of like the idea about the relationship and also off of what Lane just brought up, I wonder if like there was a moment in the middle where you guys like high-fived each other, had a moment where you're like supporting each other kind of. And I also wondered about like the context of this part. Like does all of it just start where you showed us, or like how do we build into it? I guess you don't really have to answer, but
Oh, you have to see the piece. Yeah.
right.
We just plopped right in to show you right here, but
Yeah, I think
you mean you had trouble getting in and out of it?
kind of, yeah. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming when I see the whole thing, I'll see how it comes together. But it just kind of, I don't know. It was really strong right from the start.
Yeah.
So is
The
it
portion that you showed us.
abrupt start,
Little, yeah.
which it will be.
Sorry, yeah. I mean, it's a series of vignettes that are seemingly not connected that we connect abstractly, distantly,
Sort of,
in a far-off planet.
totally.
Other comments? It's really helpful. Yeah.
I'm just wondering why the pile like upstage and in the middle.
Uh-huh.
Because you kept going to your respective sides, so I was wondering if you would, like catwalk in from the side and then come towards us, or if there was some diagonal.
We did have
We've done it with the lighting, we've done it with an H, like a runway, and we recently changed it to a T. So
and
those
now
are at the
it-
top
now
of the
it's
T.
Now it's sort of an
Now it's an
I.
S, on a good day, or like a Q sometimes. So you wanted to see more on the H?
Yeah, maybe it's from where I'm sitting. I just
Why the middle?
very close together, kind of.
Uh-huh, good. You can open it up a little.
Yeah, open it up.
I think it just says about the relationship between you two, like, I know space has a big influence.
Okay, any other? Yeah, Nola.
Yeah, I was thinking about what the rule was, like, one, it was kind of like the I go, you go, we go kind of thing I was
Uh-huh.
thinking a little bit. And so I was just wondering, like, maybe the rule, you break that rule at some point, so what somebody said about the pausing was good, or like, maybe it like gets really fast and you're like tossing things to each other or something, so it builds a little bit even more.
Tossing or switching the order, like someone goes twice and then the other one
Right, or
goes.
just like,
Here, where this?
yeah,
Yeah.
like building from.
Tossing? Right. It sounds like we could use a little more connection to each other, which is an ongoing discussion. Warning? Okay, yeah, we're almost out of time. Yeah.
Okay, so I just had an idea. Like, both of you are very like confident in coming forward in your own time, and like it might have to do with like kind of relationship between you. If like it might just be funny if like one of you denies the other person, or is like, no, that's not a good like, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh. Okay, deny.
That's a terrible look.
I don't look good in that color. That's not my color. Okay, somebody.
Have you thought
Oh, yeah.
about
Oh.
stripes?
I felt that like towards the end it dwindled in its sparkiness. I don't know if it's because you got tangled in the scarf or something. but
Yeah,
it
that thing is
slowed down
definitely,
towards the end.
yeah,
And I think it would have been cool to have it like get faster and faster.
more frenetic rather
And then
than.
it just gets
Yeah, I was having a little like energy issue there, but yeah. Or like access to oxygen was the problem. Okay, so more frenetic rather than less. It seems like there's something we need to look at with me being upstage, and her coming back and forth. Okay, I think we're just at time, but any final last thoughts? Yeah, Ellen.
One phrase stood out to me as more negative than the rest of the phrases, which was measure twice, cut once or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
negative.
It stood out to me as, like, all of them were very confident, and then that phrase was like, uh-oh, not confident. So, I don't know. That's just one thing I noticed.
Okay.
That was perfect.
Yeah, well, when you're thinking about the pressures of fashion. All right, thank you so much. I don't think we'll be able, it's like, that's really dense to more apply it again. We'd have to, well, we're going to work on it this week, so come back and see where it lands. Yeah? All right,
Oh,
so,
the discards.
yeah, the last section is,
Okay,
so, yeah, we've been working on this for so long that we have enough things that haven't made it into the piece to make another piece. And we thought, would that be funny which I know lots of creators have as well, just because we create a lot, we try not to be too precious, and then a lot gets cut. And then obviously, the show runs an hour, so obviously there's a lot we kept. But this is a scene that we kind of just loved, but cut. And then and it'll feed right into the second, and then we have a third, and then we'll go to the Q&A. We're doing well with time. Okay. What's the 4 2 2 4 5 4?
4 8s, 4 4s, 4 2s.
Maybe on a good day. Okay, that's that. That got cut. All right, cut that. All right, that's discard number 1. That used to kick off the show. Okay, here's discard number 2. Wait a minute. This is both good,
Huh?
Both good.
Are we doing it together?
There we go, one at a time. And then
I don't know.
I can't do it. Okay, here we go.
Cut.
We call that Muppets, and we tried to put the Muppets in the piece a million times. Doesn't work. Just doesn't work, but we love it. All right, that's discard number 2.
Something, this is the,
Wait, I gotta get my thing going. And this was part of fashion show that got cut. I need that. Oh no, you have that. Where?
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It just heads.
Is ow. Okay.
What am I saying? Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know. Sorry. Very open. Okay.
Wait. Okay.
Here we go.
Okay. The skirt. Wear your skirt below your knee. Above your knee. At your knee. And wear your collar. Don't wear your collar. Get a tattoo. Don't get a tattoo. Get a ring. No, get a ring. Get a purse that matches your shoes. Get a purse. You're not going out like that, are you? And with one eyebrow, not 2 eyebrows. No. And then no white. No white after Labor Day.
Okay.
That was fun.
Shall we Q&A it? Oh, and the idea
kinda
with
like
that was fun. Yeah, the idea with discards is just allowing yourself to let go of material that doesn't serve the piece. You know, we think there's something magical in each of those, but they ultimately didn't work with what we were trying to say, so we had to say goodbye to them. But you know, maybe they'll live on in something else at some point. But just allowing yourself to let go of material is something we've been learning. Where's my water? That hurts.
Now what?
Q&A.
Q&A.
Or is that an R&R or a B&B?
B&B. Q&A.
So mostly we're going to let you ask questions, but I think where I want to just start and let them breathe a little bit is the issue of moving with that kind of energy and force and hilarity and being able to speak and keep your focus on what you're speaking. I understand it compositionally, but what do you do so that you can do that?
I go to the gym. No, cardio. That's right. That's cardio is what I do for that, or dance class. But cardio, dance class, Zumba.
And I teach a workout class in New Jersey 3 times a week for an hour and a half. As in aerobics, weights, fundamentals, Bartenian fundamentals,
Yeah.
stretching.
And you know what it is? It's rehearsing. We rehearse a ton, and so you put it in your body, and so in the same way that people who move but don't speak, also known as dancers, you know, through rehearsal, your body gets used to it. Your body gets used to it. So we've done it enough that the addition of speaking, to me, they're just one and the same. In fact, as I have a hard time pulling one out from another, and I, in fact, personally find more energy from speaking than if I'm just dancing. I get way more winded, so the breath supports me. I think that's practice, and that's part of why I do it, because it works on my body, but it's muscle memory just as it is for just dancing. It's muscle memory for us as dance theater artists. what she said.
Let's open it up. Speak loud, and especially the people in the back. I'll try to. Connie? Yes, please.
I know you wanted to cut that last bit, but have you tried putting it at the end of your fashion show?
We did.
And you didn't like it?
Why did we cut it? Because it was made fashion show a little too long.
Did you like it?
I feel like it would be a really great and unexpected way to end, because it felt like the fashion show kind of, you were doing the same thing for a few
Yeah.
minutes, and it was really fun to watch, but I feel like it might be interesting to throw a curveball in there at the end.
Should we put it back in?
Yeah, let's.
By the way, I should note Claire and I will be making changes that don't affect the lighting or the calling of the show until until 7:25 on Friday, because we
And
are
sometimes during.
definitely during, because we're just constantly interested in looking and exploring and getting under, and so maybe we should. It felt good, but we ran out of hats. We didn't bring enough hats.
We have some more.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think the same goes for the opening. Like, I thought that was hilarious.
Oh.
It's the kind of thing where it's
Forget it. Yeah.
okay, like, what are they doing? Like, what's gonna come next? Like, are people gonna take off the robes and then it's like, oh no, we're just here. But I really enjoyed it. I thought that was funny and like a great way to open up the show.
That's interesting. I find after, I don't know, 3 seconds of it, I'm bored. Like, it doesn't go anywhere. You're just, no?
We did it. Well, we did this whole section on graduation. We gave graduation, what do they call those talks?
Commencement speeches.
Commencement speeches.
Is that not in anymore?
No. I know. Well, when you work on something for 3 years, all stuff goes in and out. Should we put that back in? Betsy, the piece is an hour and 20 now.
We should do outtakes.
Yeah, outtakes,
They do in
bloopers.
movies.
Greg was raising his hand.
I'm sorry if you answered this in the intro, but I know that Jody got you guys together, but was there a moment in rehearsal or after somewhere where you guys like, oh, this is it, yeah, this is the person I want to work with? Like, like when did you notice
When
the
did you know
coalescing?
she was the one?
Gosh, we were so nervous in those early rehearsals. We were discovering I go, you go. It's like, do you want to go? No, you go. No, you go. No, I'll go. Should I go? No, you go. We were like so kind,
did.
but polite.
And we had to have everything even.
Symmetrical, yeah. Oh, and it was like, well, if you're going to be on stage in that section, I should be on stage for this section. Very equitable. That's not the answer to your question. I don't remember. I just fell in love. I mean, I have been a long admirer of Claire's work. I just think she's a master at her craft, and so I was just so excited to be. She'd never heard of me, but I was just so excited to be. I was just so excited. So I came to the rehearsal studio just like raring to go, but we put our faith in Jody, just feeling like she saw a chemistry that would be there. So we were like, okay, I guess we first got together at a residency at American Dance Festival, and we had a week, and it culminated in a showing. And that showing, we were like, okay, we got something. There's the answer to your question.
And that was not this piece. That was a small piece on a duet program.
Called Small Stories. That was great.
So it sounds like Claire hasn't committed.
What's it sound like? Oh, I love working with Sara. I love her. I remember we did a postcard piece. Like, we'll make something from this postcard. And then we learned each other's, and it was so beautiful. Remember the little...
There was a dog, a barking dog. And
No,
then,
this
woo, woo, yeah.
hurt my side and my hip, but we did. And
Yeah,
it
that
got-
first week, we didn't know how to start, so we just did like some choreo 101 stuff together, and it was
It
great.
was so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a dog on a piano and postcard that was cut immediately, but. No, and I know when I need to laugh, I can call Sara. She just hello, I'm laughing. improvised theater again? I forgot.
I'm just asking because it seems like a lot of your work does it is very similar to that, and some people hold very strongly in their opinions that it is not dance.
Oh, right.
Oh, that
Does
thing.
have physical aspects like round by issue or viewpoints.
We get asked that question a lot, but my take is I've only ever taken dance classes my entire life, so my training is all in improvisation and modern dance and ballet, and I bring that to the stage. And the development of my voice for me came through a workshop I had senior year at Skidmore College with Deborah Hay, where she helped me kind of unlock and find my voice, coupled with just a nice, beautiful, pretty standard dance training, holistic dance training in the contemporary practice. And so that's the sensibility that I bring. And then I've just allowed myself to deepen into it and to find what I think is me and where I most feel at home. And so we get a lot of presenters saying, oh, well, we can't present you because it's not dancey enough. And I say, yeah, but I'm a dancer. I've been a dancer my whole life. And, we're looking at shape, we're looking at relationship, we're looking at space, we're looking at time, we're looking at levels, we're looking at everything that a choreographer looks at. So I usually try to give a little pushback to that, kind of label. But people take it as they want or see what they see.
Claire, can you say something about that? Because you've been in that discussion a very long time as the trends have changed as well.
Yes. Well, in order to do it, you need to be a dancer. So is it dance then? I think of the language as dance or music. It's the language, I think of language as choreographed, and I see it as dance. So I come from that. And when people say, well, what is it? And I go, well, I struggle with that too.
One of the things that some of you will discover as you're in these discussions is that at different times and in different communities, the same activity is labeled and categorized or pigeonholed in different ways. And so the real question is, what's the work? And then there's a whole kind of shell around it about how you market it and how you present it and what sort of resources it needs to reach its audience. But the work's the same work.
We performed this at American Dance Festival last summer, and the title of the review is, I didn't realize I had bought a ticket to a comedy show. And I thought, well, that's so interesting. And then I didn't realize we had to be labeled in a category of what only dance is, the tiniest little thing that is dance. So I thought that was, and he seemed a little frustrated that he hadn't been, kind of properly told that there was going to be so much text and comedy in the dance. But again, it's very clearly a dance to Claire and me. But you'll decide.
Other questions? Yes, please.
Yeah, you talked very briefly about coming in, out, and out, and trying to find a middle way. And I'm super curious about that as a maker, but also as a co-maker, and how's that going?
Well, we've influenced each other, I think.
Yeah.
So I'm doing more in to out,
And I'm doing more out to in. Yeah, I've only ever made pieces that are so ridiculously personal. I mean, the last piece I made was about my vagina. So it doesn't, yeah, thank you. It doesn't really, and now I'm working on this one. Now I'm working on a new piece about my marriage, or about marriage, which is still personal, but I've thought about all these outside influences for the first time that I'd like to explore with the piece, and that's because of Claire.
and I'm working on a new solo called, I don't know if it's solo, but a new piece, Grammar Glamour. So it's about grammar, structures of grammar as a start.
I'm probably almost done.
And
I'm back on.
I've done something called falling for prepositions, which is even though it's about prepositions, it's really about, who's laughing? It's about, it's you. It's about relationship and a death, and it's quite personal.
Linda?
The first piece I saw you do, Claire, was naval muscles, and I was
First?
hooked at that point. I
Wow.
didn't know it was the first time. And I wondered if do you still do that? Do you know? keep
That
doing
one
it?
is still alive and well. I performed it last year at NYU. I think it was last year.
I thought that was brilliant.
Thank you.
It is brilliant.
I go through all the muscles of the body in poetry. And I've performed it at medical schools, so.
From my understanding, the comedy world and the dance world are very different in terms of gender relations. Whereas comedy is very male-dominated and there are very specific pressures for female comedians. And the dance world is very different in that it's very female-dominated and also has a very specific set of pressures for women. And I'm curious as to what you have found dipping your feet into both pools and how, what that dialogue looks like as two successful women.
I mean, we just came from the yard where we performed in a festival called Women Dance the Comic. The festival was the two of us. I did Ted's Vagina on Thursday. They're like, Sarah Julie on Thursday doing Ted's Vagina, and Claire and Sarah doing. Anyways, I thought that was hilarious. But there are plenty of women dancing comedically, but not as many in relationship to her. It feels. I was once billed as a dance comic, which I really love and appreciate because it makes me feel like slightly me. I've been thinking about performing in the stand-up world. It's something that I'm interested in pursuing, but I have yet to actually perform in the stand-up world. I've only performed in the dance world, have a increasingly harder time, having it stand as dance, where presenters are like, we're gonna book you. So I've been thinking about I really want to perform, and that's where I most am home, on the stage. So I've been looking into and researching stand-up places to try to have a longer, to try to see if I can have other avenues to perform my work. And I also thought, maybe this isn't what you're asking, but I'm curious about this idea of, well, could I enter the comedy world as someone who moves, so a comedian who moves? Because when I watch a ton of stand-up, which I really enjoy, and they stand there with the microphone, or they have the microphone even static, and they hold it, or just with their, and could I bring this sensibility of someone who understands how to move through space while doing a traditional stand-up routine? I mean, obviously, Richard Pryor and Steve Martin, I mean, those guys knew how to move, and Steve's still alive, but, but could there be a niche for me where I could work more as a comedian who has a sensibility of movement versus as a dancer who's funny, where I hit a lot of walls with getting work in that regard.
I've performed in a few humor festivals, and one was the Lucille Ball Festival of Comedy in Jamestown, New York. And I came near the end of the program after the Bubble Man.
After Bubble Man?
After the Bubble Man and the hat trick, and then I came out and spoke and moved and
It bombed you.
Yeah, it didn't. They weren't prepared. They were into that surface funny right off, and this piece I was doing that they asked me to do took a little time, and
What piece was it?
Fitness Digest, an aerobic workout of the digestive system. No.
Naturally.
Well, I can't.
I think because it came after Bubble Man. Like, you
I
can't
think
put that.
Well, he blew bubbles.
He blew
That's
bubbles.
it.
That's it. That's Bubble Man. He blows
He blew
bubbles.
bubbles, big ones.
Also
Yeah.
small ones. He blows small ones.
And
Tiny,
then
tiny ones.
big ones.
And like middle-sized ones. He blows.
So
Sometimes like this
they
big.
were, floating there, and I did an aerobic workout of the digestive system, and it was, well, and even even the producer, I walked down the stairs, and the producer said, I don't know what happened. So it was interesting.
We're just about out of time. I think one more. The lucky last person.
Or not.
Okay, so
Sorry, I have a little bit. So it turned out to be shit. I just was thinking about the digestive system.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm bummed.
At the end, I go, waste away, waste away, bye, waste. So you're right.
Waste away. That's the end. That's so great.
we're looking forward to all of you coming back Friday or Saturday.
Tell your friends to come.
Tell your friends. Thank you so much for being here.